Hello, Eagle Nation. I got some updates on the waiver wire from from what I have witnessed and seen on Facebook and on Bleacher Report and social media itself, along with Bleacher Report and other media outlets, even the Eagles app. And Eagles, two Eagles app, the Eagles app itself, and in the Eagles app, um, got two updates. The first one I'm going to talk about is the Matt Hollins update. Matt Hollins has officially been released by the Philadelphia Eagles, and a lot of y'all are happy about this, and so am I, because the super fact there, this is a guy that was drafted back in 2017 at the age of 23 years old, and he didn't contribute much to the Eagles wide receiver position because he had been given many opportunities to step out in the forefront and become a number two wide out in the slot receiver position, and he was given the opportunity time and time again. Now, 2018, he hurt himself and he was out for the rest of the year, so I can't knock him for that. But for this year here alone, 2019, they was hoping that he would step up into one of the receiver slots that's going to take away the receiver slot from Nelson Aguilar. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know Nelson Aguilar had that big season 2017, that year where he exploded into the scene with 800 yards receiving, 5 or 6 touchdowns, which was a career high for him. You know what I'm saying? And he took a back burn in 2018, got like 300 or 400 yards because he went back to his old self, dropping balls after Frank Reach was picked up and signed by the Indianapolis Colts, and they promoted Mike Grove, who was the original receiver coach, and he wound up becoming the offensive coordinator. And we all know that he shouldn't have been that position in the first place because he had never been an offensive coordinator position before, or never held down that kind of title. He always had been a wide receivers coach and other positions under that. And so, with that being said, now since he's no longer with the team because he only had on 300 and some yards, 1 or 2 scores this year alone, and he was basically playing special teams. Now, we all know that when you get drafted in the second or third round in any year of a draft, you are expected to step up and become either number two or number three. He had not held down any other positions. You know what I'm saying? And he only had that one big year in 2017 when he went to the Super Bowl against, I think that was against Chicago, or it might have been against I won't say it was Dallas. The first game he played Dallas. You know what I'm saying? And he had that one catch that he caught from Carson Wentz over the top. And when he caught that ball, he sprinted like 15, 20 yards into the end zone for a score. And he did that little weird ass ugly dance. And so that's the only time he made an impact on the Eagles receiving squad. Since then, he been dually squad. Second year, 2018, the year that he was supposed to became a major role in the receiver position, and he got hurt, and his season was over with. And so I guess I'm not gonna blame him for that year. But this year alone, he's supposed to have stepped up and became a number two or number three wideout, and he had not done the job. And so with that being said, he is officially out of our hair. And so now the question is, who's gonna pick him up? Um, could be any other teams. Could be the New York Giants. They might pick him up because they hurt at the receiver position. So he could want to go on to one of the division rivals, or he could want to go on to one of the AFC teams. It depends on which team needs a wideout. So he could want to go on to one of those teams. Um, the second thing I want to talk about is the Panthers. The Panthers had just recently fired Mike Rivera. A lot of you guys remember him. He was a part of the Jim Johnson staff way back in the early 2000s when Andy Reid became coach. He was a linebacker coach, and from there, when he left the Philadelphia Eagles to go to Chicago, he became their defensive coordinator. He was up in Chicago for a few years, and then he did real well with the Chicago defense at that time. That's when he had Peanut Tillman. Peanut Tillman was with Chicago from the early 2000s, and so he able to get Chicago defense on point when he was up there at that time. But then he wound up getting promoted to head coach with the Carolina Panthers, which is where he reigned for about 7 or 8 years with the Carolina Panthers after being let go today. So now the question is on the Philadelphia Eagles. Will they bring back Ron Rivera as defensive coordinator, because he does have that experience? You know what I'm saying? And so if we were to bring him back, he would bring back the Jim Johnson cornerback zone blitz scheme. He would definitely bring that back. You know what I'm saying? And so the Eagles are pretty much already set at the defensive line rotation, and they're set at the where they set at the defensive line. They still have issues at linebacker and at corner. So if the Eagles do bring back Ron Rivera as defensive coordinator, the question is how long he's going to remain there, and the question is who they're going to bring in after him. Because see, the Eagles are going to need a defensive coordinator, and they also going to need an assistant a defensive assistant that can learn under Ron Rivera, because we all know that Ron Rivera has head coaching experience, and he eventually is going to want to go back to coaching somewhere down the line if the Eagles do bring him back. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things could be looked at, and a lot of things can also be talked about from this point on, because see, Matt Hollins' release was long overdue. A lot of us felt that Hollins should have been released weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Because how can you be drafted in the second or third round and you wind up being a complete bust in your fourth year in the NFL? Well, third year in the NFL. How can you wind up being a bust? This is Matt Hollins is a complete bust, and I can't stretch that any longer and any more than what was said and done. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's strange that you get drafted high and you really don't make no impact in your third year. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I can't blame you for your first year, because you were a rookie in your first year and you had to learn. You know what I'm saying? And then what makes it so bad about it? 2018, the Eagles, but when Mike Rowe was promoted to offensive coordinator, the Eagles needed a wide receivers coach. So the Eagles went back to North Carolina, where they drafted Matt Hollins from and got his wide receivers coach. I forgot the guy's name, but he didn't do much of anything as well. So the Eagles let him go this year. Word was he wanted to leave the Eagles and go back to the college level, which is where he's currently at now. And I forgot what college he's at, but he's back at the college level, because he said I guess he probably didn't like the way the NFL was going at the time. You know what I'm saying? So, but that wide receiver coach from North Carolina was supposed to be a guru at being a receiver, pretty much similar to Mike Grove before he got promoted. And a lot of things has transpired at that time. So I don't know if you guys remember that or not. Last offseason, the Eagles needed a wide receiver coach. When Mike Grove got promoted, they needed a wide receiver coach. So they were going to North Carolina and picked up Matt Hollins, receiver coach, in hopes of lighting a fire under Matt Hollins. And so when Matt Hollins got hurt last year in his season, he didn't make that much of an impact either. So I mean, so that's why the Eagles let him go. But he said the word is he wanted to be let go. That's what the media said. So maybe he did, or maybe the Eagles tried to let him go. I don't know what it was, but the Eagles they let him go out of his contract, and he wanted going back to the college level, which is where he currently stays at the current time. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Matt Hollins had many opportunities, y'all. The man had many opportunities to become the number 2 or the number 3 wideout. He couldn't take any of those positions. You know what I'm saying? And so the Eagles was hoping that he had was able to take Nelson Aguilar's slot position because he had the size and the speed to come out the slot and become a major impact in catching balls. The guy had missed a lot of balls this season, and I'm not quite sure how many drop balls he had, but he had quite a few drop balls. So a lot of that has contributed to the Eagles letting them go. I mean, it's so many things that we can talk about when it comes to Matt Hollins, but he's officially out now, and so the Eagles picked up some guy, Soa, I think that's his name. They signed him because they had a roster spot open when Matt Hollins got released, and so they put him on the active roster, and so now that is the today's report for the day that I have received on Facebook, that I have received media outlets, among other things. And I just got to see it on ESPN just now, but I got the news on my phone before I made the video. So I'm hoping that you guys like the video because I'm going to post it on a lot of the Eagles outlets. And I'm also going to post it on YouTube. And I'm hoping that you all like the video. But anyway, this is your boy, sign out. And I'm hoping that the Eagles think considerably and bringing back Rivera as defensive coordinator because I would love to see Jim Johnson's scheme back in Philadelphia. And Jim Johnson has had a lot of disciples leave. We had Leslie Frazier, who is in the NFL. I forgot where he's at, but he's still in the NFL. He's a defensive coordinator, and he knows the Jim Johnson scheme because when he was head coach at Minnesota, he had that same scheme. They were in the same scheme because I remember we played in the playoffs against Minnesota back here in the late 2000s, and Michael Vick was the quarterback then. The Eagles, they couldn't get anything going because Leslie Frazier was dialing up all kind of blitz packages with knocking Michael Vick off his ass. You know what I'm saying? So then you got Ron Rivera, and then you got the boy up in Buffalo, the head coach, Buffalo's head coach. Those three guys are the disciples of the Jim Johnson scheme that I'm familiar with. That with the Eagles when Andy Reid was here head coach in Philadelphia. So getting Ron Rivera back at defensive coordinator will be a major bonus because personally I am sick and tired of the wide nine. I'm tired of it because to me, the wide nine, you have to have seven, no, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you have to have seven guys that's 6'3" or taller. Probably I would say probably 6'4" or taller. You got to have tall, rangy defensive ends and tackles to implement the wide nine. If you look at the Eagles roster, we have players. We got at least 2 or 3 players that's not even 6'4" other than Fletcher Cox, and the boy that we signed is offseason Marcel. Them all 2 guys 6'4", 6'5" in the middle of our defense. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of the guys that we got, some of the backups, now they are 6'4" and 6'5" guys. So this wide nine scheme is tiresome because Jim Schwartz likes to play 4 down linemen to put pressure on quarterbacks, and teams have been able to stifle the 4 down linemen, and so with the 4 guys not bringing pressure on the quarterback or stopping the run game for that matter, teams have been able to throw the football or run it, and among other things. So we have a bunch of players in and out of the lineup on defense and offense as well. So, and yes, I'm just sick and tired of the wide nine, and Jim Schwartz needs to go. He should have been gone early part of this year, but now it's self-evident now he needs to go. Mike Grove needs to leave. Jim Schwartz needs to leave, and that defensive back coach Corey Uden. Now, let me get one thing straight about Corey Uden. This guy came over from the Broncos, who was supposed to be the defensive back guru and he has a Super Bowl ring with the Broncos when Peyton Manning won the Super Bowl back in 2015. He has a ring with them, and then he won a ring with the Eagles 2 years later after winning the first one with them. So he had two rings, and Corey Uden, I don't know what it is with him. I don't think he's a motivator when it comes to our defensive back, because if he did, we would have better play out of Russell Douglas, who I think to me should be a starter from Jump Street, even though he ain't got the speed to make a speed, to cover a speedy wide out. He's a very good tackler in zone coverages, and Jalen Mills. Now Jalen Mills reminds me a whole lot of Lito Shepherd, but we all know that he is not Lito Shepherd. Lito Shepherd has 15 interceptions with the Eagles altogether 22. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't no Lito Shepherd. Hell no. But he does have certain qualities of Lito Shepherd. And so Mills, I think Mills can be a better corner. Just because Mills has the speed to cover any corner, cover any receiver coming out. He has the speed to do it. It's just that the boy had bad footwork, and so when you have bad footwork, teams can run all kind of routes on you, and you can't cover because you get stuck looking at the receiver's feet when you should be looking at him running his routes. And so I think Jalen Mills can play a whole lot better with a better defensive coordinator, and I think that with Ron Rivera, I think Russell Douglas can probably become become a better corner, and I think Jalen Mills can become a better corner with Ron Rivera's tutelage, and bring in another defensive back coach that can motivate defensive backs, and bring in. I think I did say I think the safety coach is okay. I think he's safe. It gets to our defensive back coach needs to go. That's Corey Uden, Jim Schwartz, and Mike Groh. All three of those guys, in my opinion, need to go. Once they're gone, I think we'll be all right. So, I'm going to go ahead and sign off at the very moment because, like I said, I just want to bring you those news, those two updates or two things that has happened today. Eagles have released Matt Hollins, thank you Jesus, and the Panthers have released and fired Ron Rivera as head coach. I will be so thrilled to have Ron Rivera back in Philadelphia. This is your boy giving you the updates of what just transpired today, and more to come with the changing of the Eagles coaching staff, especially on defense, and some changes in the front office. A lot of that's going to happen between now and depending on when the Eagles make the playoffs or don't make it, that's what it depends on. If the Eagles don't make the playoffs, there will be some firing. But if the Eagles do make the playoffs, they're going to be evaluating players, evaluating the front office and figure out who goes, who stays, and who goes. So this is your boy hollering back at you. Peace, one love.